Hey guys, my body just jiggled. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. So it's been a while since I came on here, update you guys. Today is going to be a quick little manga wrap up where I talk about all the manga that I read for the month of May. Most of the series that I read is like majority fantasy and adventure, should I say. There is some romance elements in some of them, and yeah, I'm really excited to talk about the manga that I read. Also, I just want to like chit chat, update you guys. I want to show you my little setup as well today. So it's gonna be a vlog style, chill as always. I'm always very chill, and yeah, it's been a while. Like yesterday I had my last final exam of uni. Like you guys, oh my god, you don't know how much, like, I feel like, I don't know why I'm getting teary, like, I feel like a burden has, like, come off my shoulders, and I'm excited for what's to come. Hopefully I'm able to graduate. I'll fill you in the story later on. I won't know the results now. I'll only find out next month, and we'll see then. But keep me in your prayers, guys. Fingers crossed and everything. But finally I can resume in things that I love. So manga has been in like my head for so long. Like I always wanted to like continue with Himeka, but with a lot of things that was going on for the past like 9 months has been a struggle, not gonna lie, with uni, with like everything else. But yeah, this video, like I said, is gonna be a chit chat video, talk about manga that I read and show you my little tour of this section, I guess, and maybe I'll show you some of my manga in my manga trolley. Let me bring it over, 1 second. It's quite heavy. Ugh. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay, you can see something coming over, but I have my manga trolley here. But let me just push it out. But yeah, I hope you guys have been well. But yeah, as always, before we get into this video, please give this video a like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Click on the bell, and feel free to use my affiliate links down below if you're buying manga or books on Amazon, Right Stuff, or Blackwell's to help support this channel and its future giveaways. I'm sorry if the like table jiggled the camera as well, because yeah, that might give you a headache. Sorry about that.
Money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds.
But yeah, if you're buying any manga or books on either of those websites, just using those links down below would like help my channel so much and its future giveaways. And like even if you just favorite the link, like, you know, in the bookmark section, so you don't have to keep on like going onto my channel, like that will help tremendously, not gonna lie. But yeah, things have been okay so far. I hope it continues to go well. Like I said, I feel like a lot of burden have just come off my shoulders and that I can just resume back in life. I feel like this past 9 months I've just been on a pause, and I'm just so excited to like get back on track with Himeka. I want to update my manga spreadsheet for you all and just show you like some new stuff that I added, and also want to show you my updated manga collection. So if you don't know already, my manga collection already hit 1,000 volumes. I know that is crazy. That is so crazy, and I don't know why my eye is tearing up. I do apologize, but yeah, it's a bit it's bothering me a bit. But what was I saying? Yeah, I want to show you guys my updated manga collection, but there's a catch. Well, there's not really a catch. It's more like I don't have any space back at home. So all the manga that I'm going to show you in the upcoming weeks through my manga hauls, I'm not too sure how I'm going to store them. I might have to do the whole table setup like I used to. If you've been following me on the channel for a while now, it's like, you know how I started up. I started having my manga on the table first before I got my shelves. Wow, it's so dark. But yeah, I want to show you guys how I organize it, updated manga collection, just lots of wrap-ups, and just reading my manga. Stay tuned for all the manga hauls coming your way very soon in the next upcoming weeks. I'm not too sure what my schedule is going to be like. Hopefully I can do every week. If not, it'll be every other Monday, 8:30 p.m. premiere, you know. But yeah, I'm really excited to just get back on track and yeah, just talk about manga, like I said. But first off, I want to show you my little setup that I have here. So let me just stand up So, hello from a different angle. So I'm going to show you guys a little snippet first of me building my desk, and then I'm going to turn the camera around to show you my little setup that I have at uni, where I basically use this little setup to study and chill and that stuff, and yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see how high it goes.
For reference, Tiffany is like 5 foot.
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
So this is the new setup that I have at uni, where I have my desk here, where I study, do my exams and that. And then I have my manga trolley. Certain series you probably think that I didn't collect, but now I'm collecting, so I'll update you guys how I'm getting along with some series there. So we're back with this angle again, and if you can't tell, I am currently standing up as this table is adjustable, and it has been an absolute godsend during my exam season. Like, this table has saved my back, and I wish I had this during when I was working from home, as since I worked from home, I don't think my back or posture has ever been the same. It's changed, you know. But yeah, the table that I have is the E7 table, and it's marble top with black legs, and all the links will be down in the down bar down below. And yeah, just want to give a little shout out to FlexiSpot, as they're having a brand day sale today, May 23rd to the 31st. So back to the manga wrap up. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been reading a lot of fantasy and adventure series, which I noticed that I tend to lean towards this genre when I'm very stressed, as I feel like with these genres, it enables me to feel like I'm not in reality, if that makes sense. Like, when I read fantasy and adventure series, I'm able to feel like sucked into the story, where I forget what's happening around me and time. And I feel like when I'm super stressed, these are the type of genres that I tend to go for to just escape, you know, a little bit and just enjoy the manga. So for the month of May, I read about 12 volumes, and from the looks of it, most of them are in the 7 to 8 to 9 out of 10 range. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how I got along with some of these series and volumes. There are going to be certain series I will recommend more than others. Some of them were just decent, but yeah, let's just get into it. So the first 2 volumes I read this month is To Your Eternity Volume 3 and 4. This series, you guys probably already know what it's about, as it's been in the community for a while. I know I've been very slow in reading this series, as currently up to date, I think there's 16 volumes. I do have the most recent volume. It's just that I have a lot of gaps of this series in my collection. I think I don't have volume 5 and like volume 7 or something in my collection, so that's why I've been very slowly reading it, because I don't have those volumes, and I don't want to read series where it's like I have to wait for a long time. I tend to like to binge read series. But yeah, To Your Eternity, these 2 volumes, well, this one in particular was heartbreaking in my opinion. This series, it is a fantasy series, it is adventure. However, I feel like it's very different from the other series I have in my collection, and one thing that really like stands out is just how it manages to capture emotion. And I don't know, this volume hit me in my feels. I was like, I didn't cry though. That's the thing, I tend to cry when I read manga, but I guess I was too stressed to even cry, but from exam season. But this volume in particular, it broke my heart. Yeah, now thinking about it, I'm getting emotional. But yeah, this series, if you don't know what it's about, let me just quickly try to summarize. I'm very bad at summarizing, by the way. I feel like doing these videos really helped me with my speech. But yeah, so this guy is called Fushi. I don't even know if I should call him a guy, because he's not really a guy, he's not really a human, he's an orb. And how this series starts off is that he's like a little stone ball, and he witnesses what is around him, and he starts to like manifest itself to that being. So this was the first human being that he saw when he was alive, I guess, and he became the look of this, and that is Fushi. And I didn't even notice from the cover of this that these were characters initially. Like, I had no idea. For some reason, I thought he was just standing up in a dinner table with no one for some reason. This volume was very cute. You get to see Fushi just learning about like human things, you know, learning how to cook, learning. It's just a very beautiful series. I'm gonna flick through some pages to give you like a general idea of the art style as well. So it does have a color page, you can tell, and this is what the art style looks like. It's definitely, it has a very cutesy element in a way, like the girl, how it's drawn. However, the detail is like insane. Actually, that's spoiler. Let me just cut into like a page that's not as spoilery. So you can see how the details like, and I feel like this series is very good at storytelling, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy series that just, like I said, sucks me in, where I don't think about reality, I don't think about time, I just enjoy the story. And this was a series that managed to capture my feelings and also my time, especially in a stressful period like my exam season. Like, this series definitely hit the spot for me. I read this in 2 hours. I normally tend to read an hour per volume, but yeah, I really enjoyed these 2 volumes. Definitely recommend the series. I haven't watched the anime. I think I might watch the anime maybe once I get to a certain point in the manga. I'm not too sure how much the anime covers, but I know since coming to uni, I remember mentioning this in one of my Gaku vlogs. However, you guys probably haven't seen it yet as I haven't edited it. But I remember when I started uni, I joined the anime club, and a lot of people actually didn't like To Your Eternity. Like, they didn't like the anime at all, which to me, I'm thinking, there's definitely a divide with manga readers and anime watchers for sure. I feel like the way the story is told, like sometimes I feel like either the anime can capture it or sometimes you just get a different vibe. And I feel like enjoying it for what it comes out, I think is the best. I feel like, yeah, if you watch it for the anime, watch it for the anime. I feel like we should see it as like 2 separate elements, I feel like, with a series, in my opinion, because lately I've noticed there's a lot of new anime adaptations of mangas, like series that I love. However, they're just not hitting the spot compared to reading the manga. That's just my opinion. But anyway, that is To Your Eternity. Next I've read is Asadora Volume 4. And this series is definitely a lot slower paced than other series that I have. But I do enjoy it. It's my first Naoki Urasawa series. And I do enjoy the art style. Like, look at it. It's phenomenal. Look at the detail and everything. Sorry for focusing on my face. Should be focusing on the manga. But the storytelling, yeah, is a bit slow. It's a bit on the slower side, but I do enjoy the, like, suspense of, like, what's to come. There is a specific character that I don't really enjoy reading, and that is Asadora's, like, friend. It's the one that, like, she wants to be a singer or something, but I'm not too sure what's happening. There is a lot of suspense currently from this volume, so I'm really excited for the next volume to come out. I think it's probably coming out this month, but I don't know, because like normally with the UK we tend to get slower releases compared to the US. But if it is out, I'm gonna check it out today. Asadora, definitely a series that I started off enjoying a lot, but now it's more like, because I'm reading it as it's coming out, I'm not enjoying it as much. I feel like if I were to read it as a binge read, I feel like I would enjoy the series a lot more. Currently, I'm not bashing the series, by the way. It's just that the initial enjoyment that I got from the first 2 volumes was definitely more enjoyable. But yeah, I'm excited to see what is to come anyway. Like I said, there's a lot of suspense. But yeah, I feel like this series might be better if I binge read it and just wait for more volumes to come out rather than read a volume as it comes out. Yeah, I feel like with certain series you can read it whilst it's ongoing, but certain series it's just best to binge read, and I feel like this one would be a binge read series. Next series that I love so much. This series I did not expect. Let me just show you what I read. It is Frieren, and Frieren is a series that is fantasy and adventure. It's another series that it just captivated me, you know. I love following this journey. So it's about Frieren, who is this girl, who is this elf, should I say. Let me just read the blurb for a second to give you an idea what the series is about. elf mage Frieren and her courageous fellow adventurers have defeated the Demon King and brought peace to the land. But Frieren will long outlive the rest of her former party. How will she come to understand what life means to the people around her? Decades after the victory, the funeral of one of her friends confronts Frieren with her own near immortality. Frieren sets out to fulfill the last wishes of her comrades and finds herself beginning a new adventure. Wow, I have not read in a very long time. I could just hear my dyslexia going on in my head whilst reading that blurb. But you can tell from the blurb it's a very heavy read. However, I didn't expect that. For some reason, I heard that this was a heavy series, that's why I picked it up. I tend to enjoy more series that lean towards like emotion, as that's something that I like getting out of from manga. And Frieren, damn, volume 1 did the job. And I just want to put a little disclaimer. This volume might be particularly heavy for some that don't really think about mortality as much, like death. I feel like this would be a very heavy read, like for the first volume. The second volume is not so much. It's just more like when you deep life, like life is short, you know. It's definitely a heavy read for some. For me, I enjoyed it because mortality is something that is always on my mind, like every second. So this just hit the feels, it hit the spot. I was like, this is how I'm feeling, you know. But yeah, like I read in the blurb, so Frieren, I think in translation, Frieren is a German word. I think it's in translation to cold. And basically, Frieren is an elf who has she's not very in tune with human emotion, as she's an elf. And her journey after all her friends pass away, she kind of like remembers like all those good times that she had with her friends. And she's starting to like feel like, why am I feeling this, you know? Am I feeling this because like they were a big part of my life, or like I'm feeling this because I treasured those memories? Like she's starting to question emotion, and I love that. I love when we talk about emotion. If you've been following me on this channel, you know me like emotion. But yeah, Frieren, this was a solid 9.5 out of 10. Oh, I haven't talked about my ratings. I always forget about telling my ratings. So I'll say for your 2-year eternity, solid 8 out of 10. Asadora currently 7 out of 10. And then Frieren, 9.5 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but I have to see like as the volumes get along. Like volume 2 I really enjoyed as well. It was just more like following Frieren and her journey, you know. So yeah, it wasn't as emotional compared to the first volume. The first volume is the more the impactful one, but I guess as more volumes I read as it comes out, like I'll judge then. But so far, amazing read. Definitely staple in my collection. Like this hit the spot, bro. I don't know about you guys about heavy reads, but if you're just looking for the fantasy art style aspect, this is A1. Like let me just show you. Well, actually that's a spoiler. If you can tell from the art style, it's sick. Like I love all the detail. I love seeing scenery. I love seeing like all the backgrounds and that. Let me find one. Okay, just this, for example. I just like seeing all these little details. I know it's so like minor, but these things like I just appreciate. I don't know, I love seeing woods like this, you know. This series definitely hit the spot. 100% recommend. Next series I read, another fantasy, what a shocker, and that is Wandering Witch, the journey of Elaina. Wow, why am I struggling with reading today and talking? So this series is not very like, there's not much impact. It's just a fantasy series where you just follow the main girl character, Elaina, on her journey. I believe this series is a light novel as well. I just had the manga version. And I won't say this series is anything special. It's more like I just enjoyed it for the fantasy element. You just follow Elaina, see what she gets about, you know. She wants to teach someone how to be a witch. In second, she's helping people. So far with the first volume, there's only one chapter, which is chapter 2 here. This was the more, like, I'll say deeper chapter, but other things, this series is very light-hearted. You just follow the journey of Elaina, and I'm just showing you the like art style of what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. And this series is actually, oh, it's published by Square Enix, one of my favorite publishers. Okay, cool. But yeah, this is just a fantasy series. Not really much to say because like I don't want to like spoil too much, but there's nothing really to spoil. You're just following her journey basically. And yeah, it's been a decent read. I won't give it a high score, but it's something that I don't mind collecting myself. So this is a 7 out of 10. Next series now, I don't know about your opinion. I'm really curious. So comment down below. It is Rosen Blood. Before I give my comment, I just want to know what you guys commented down below because Rosen Blood Boy. So this is a new shoujo series that's out by Viz. And we don't really get much shoujo series, but lately there has been a few. There's like My Love Mix Up. To be honest, My Love Mix Up's more of a BL than but it does come under shoujo, right? Yeah, demographic. I'm getting confusing. I'm getting confused with genre and demographic. But anyway, with Rosen Blood, this series, I picked it up when it first came out. However, it took my time to like actually pick up to read, as I've heard from, I don't know what any other person's comment. I just heard from Geeky Dreams and Kate Tunstad's Manga that they know I won't like this series, okay? And they know my taste really well, to be honest. And this series it was trash. Oh my god, it was trash. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, the art style is actually so beautiful. Let me show you. Like, you can see the characters are stunning. They're good looking. They're pretty, you know, all that lovely jazz. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Demon Prince of Momochi House a bit. Not saying by the storyline, by the way. I'm just saying like how it's just pretty art style. Like, can you see how pretty the art style is? And this series, I'm only going to continue it because of the trashness and the prettiness. However, the trashness didn't like put me off guard of the series. I know the series is going to be quite annoying for quite a few people, as it makes no sense. Like, that's one of the main pet peeves that I had with Prince Freya. However, Prince Freya, what peed me off was, that's the same word. I'll just keep it in. Yeah, what pissed me off with, the way my accent just switched there. What pissed me off with like Prince Freya is that I don't like when, I mentioned before, when manga like authors play around death where there's no, the emotions, you know, when it's not, you know, it's just very, I don't like, it's very insensitive in a way. I'm very sensitive when it comes to emotions, if you can tell this whole, you know, wrap up. And with Prince Freya, I'm just judging from the first volume. It really annoyed me that much for me to drop the series. Like, I had 3 volumes of the series and I couldn't even like continue, you know, because I was that peed off from that series. Like, every time Prince Freya comes up, I'm livid, you know. But this series, it was trash to the point that I just enjoyed the trashness. It was just so like everywhere, but it kind of reminded me of the anime Diabolic Lovers. I don't know if you guys know that anime. It's not a good anime. It's trash as well. However, I watched it back then, but I still watched it because of the trashness. So I don't know if you get what I'm coming from with this series. It's just about vampires, a fantasy series. A girl ends up in this mansion somehow. Well, they do explain how she ends up there. And then there's some romance developing all of a sudden. And then, yeah, it's just a bit, and she becomes a cleaner in their mansion. Take my words with a grain of salt. I'm not actually referencing the actual words that is used in the manga. But it's more like, the girl is so dumb, bro. Like, she's like dumb to the point where she's like, I don't know why he looks at me and said I'm like tasty or something. They don't use that exact word, but it's along those lines of that feeling, you know. And it's just so dumb and trash. It's something that I actually don't mind reading, so I'm surprised that I enjoyed it. Maybe because I had that expectation that I'm gonna hate it, and in the end I didn't hate it as much. So yeah, I definitely, you know, Kate Tunstad's Manga does not enjoy this as much. However, like, I think she said Shortcake Cake was worse anyway, so well, I still have Shortcake Cake to read when I go home, and I'm quite hesitant to read that now because those certain volumes that they mentioned, I was like, nah. Sometimes certain things, when characters do something, if I can't roll with it, I can't roll with it. Next series that I read is Mashle, and this is a shonen series, and I read volume 1. This is a very popular series in the community. all I had the idea was that it was like Harry Potter because he looked like Harry Potter, but no, it's like nothing like Harry Potter other than it does have wizards, yes, but it is a joke manga. This series is definitely one of those light-hearted read that you just need to laugh and pick me up, you know. This was the type of series that Mashle is, and I really enjoyed it, you know. It's basically about this guy who's called Mashle. He doesn't have any powers at all. Well, where the world they're living in, everyone has powers. And if you don't have powers, you're basically deemed as you're nothing, right? But what Mashle has, he has strength, man. He basically, I'm gonna give you an example. So there's a part in the series where they have to fly on the broom. And of course, he doesn't have a wand to be like, yo, broom, fly. You know, he can't do that. So what he did was, if I could find it. As I mentioned, Mashle doesn't have any powers, so how he flies on a broom, yeah, is so sick. He basically whizzes it up in the air, sits on it, and be like, yeah, I just flown the broom, you know. I just flew, you know, without the power of actually flying on a broomstick. So I think that is like ingenious. And this series definitely was fun to read. I wouldn't say like it was so funny, but it definitely took me in a good mood, and I really enjoyed the series. And I do have most of the volumes that is currently out. I don't have volume 6, which is out I think in the US. I'm not too sure if it's out in the UK yet, but Mashle, this was, I forgot to give my ratings again. Yeah, 7 out of 10. This is 7 even a lot? I'll give it a 6 out of 10, but like it's just fine, you know, the series. And then this, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. This series just hit the spot perfectly of what I needed, but it's not like amazing compared to a lot of series that I have in my collection. But yeah, it was a decent read, so 7 out of 10. Next I have is, I haven't put volume 2 here. Okay, I read 2 volumes, so the first volume and second volume of the series, and this series is called The Savior's Book Cafe Story in Another World. This first volume captured me, man. This is my first proper isekai series, shall I say. I do have other isekai series in my collection, but is not as like, I didn't enjoy it as much I enjoyed this. This was a great romance isekai, and I loved it, you know. I feel like I don't have the second volume with me right now, but with the second volume, it felt like the series was gonna be a 2-volume series, but it is ongoing at the moment. So I'm quite hesitant how this series is gonna continue, as I enjoyed it so much, and the way it seemed like it was gonna conclude, I was already happy. So for it to continue, I'm like, what else is it gonna fill, you know, because 2 volumes are already like perfect. But anyway, this series is, let me just read the blurb quickly. Skina in a single 30-something office worker whose favorite thing is curling up with a good book. When a god tells her that she must go to another world to become its magical savior, Skina isn't interested. She has zero desire to go on some grand hero's journey, so when she arrives in this strange new land, she decides to use her magical powers to create a cozy little book cafe instead. Her first customer is a handsome soldier who loves reading almost as much as she does, but when a fellow savior starts causing trouble, Skina might have to play the hero after all. So hopefully from that blurb you get an idea of what this series is about. It's about this 30-year-old woman who, I don't think she ever dated. She probably has dated, but never went well. She loves books. She basically creates a book cafe in this other world, and this man starts visiting the book cafe, and he's like one of her first customers, and you see a little romance blossoming there. But it's such a wholesome series. Like you read it and you just feel happy. Like she can do little spells to make him feel better. Like she'll make these cafe food and put some healing power in it, and he eats it and he's like, I feel healed. And I feel like he's I don't know what the specific word or his specific occupation is. He's like someone in the castle, like soldier for the prince, something like that. He's some guard, you know. He's, yeah. You can tell my explanation skills has gotten downhill. But yeah, this series was really good. I enjoyed the romance, mostly for the romance and just the wholesomeness. Like, defo pick up. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. Next series I read is a series that might shock some of you guys, as I said I was gonna drop this series, as back when I first started collecting manga, when I wasn't still adjusted to the new price range, this was expensive. Like, it's £10.99. The sticker's still on here. Like, that is expensive. Like, if you know, in the UK, the national minimum wage is around £10. That is 1 hour of work, you know, to collect this manga. And if you're like under 18, your minimum wage will be like, I don't know, £6, £4, something like, actually maybe £6. Like, that's still hardly anything. So you had to probably work 2 hours just to get a volume this. And back then, I thought the price range of £10.99 and £11.99, which breaks my heart, not gonna lie, because it's so expensive. Manga has gotten so expensive. Like, that's another topic. But anyway, that's the reason why I dropped this series. Even though I enjoyed it, it's just how thin it is. I just couldn't equate to the price. But anyway, looks like I haven't dropped this series. I'm continuing reading it, enjoying it, loving it, to be honest. Cutie and Beast, really good. I just like, it's not like amazing story, but I just like the concept of this girl and this guy getting together. He's a wrestler, buff, you know. What's there not to like? He likes cute stuff like bunnies and that, and she's into him. But the only problem I have is the little age gap. However, this series is very respectful, so nothing that has made me felt like, nah, can't read this. Because if it's something that is too much age gappy where I feel uncomfortable, I definitely would drop. Yeah, it's definitely a cute series, like the title. And oh, they look so cute at the back, to be honest. I just saw that. But yeah, this series, I'll say 7 out of 10. Hit the spot for what I need. Not particularly amazing, but it was decent, you know. Next series that I read for the month of May is Cheekybrat, and this is the first volume. I have read quite a lot of volumes of this series, as this first came out in, I think, 2014. And back then I read what was already out, so I don't remember what was out. But I remember reading the series. I remember enjoying it. So reading this now, not gonna lie, this took me a long time to read. This series took me a long time to read. It took multiple pickups to finish the series, as like, normally when I read manga, if I'm into it, there's no reason for me to drop it and do other things. But if I drop it to do other things to get on with my day, that means it didn't manage to capture my like attention. And volume 1 did that, not gonna lie. And I'm not too sure what I liked about this series. However, this series is an ongoing series. However, it is completed in Japan with, I think, 17 to 18 volumes. So if I do have to commit to this, I have to still fork out around like £200 to complete this series. And I'm not too sure if it's worth it. Like, let me know down below your opinion on this series. So far, it's not like amazing. But because I know I enjoyed this when I was younger, maybe it will pick up, I don't know. But it took a long time to get my attention for some reason. Probably it's because, like I said, I'm a mood reader, and this probably didn't hit what I needed for that day, you know. Probably that. But yeah, I'll give this a 7 out of 10. It isn't bad. Like, the art style is actually pretty sick. And yeah, the art style is pretty nice, to be honest. It's kind of cute, actually. This is cute. The main characters are basically, it's based in high school. Main guy plays basketball. Main girl is the manager of the basketball club. Yeah, not too sure what to say other than that's how I felt. But yeah, that is Cheekybrat. Last series I read is I Think Our Son Is Gay, and from the format of this you can tell it's published by Square Enix, and currently I believe it has 2 volumes because that's only what I own. But this is a very episodic manga, if you can tell. So it's kind of similar to A Man and Its Cat, like layout. And I just love the paper of Square Enix, man, especially these formats. Like, so it's basically about this boy who his parents, well, his mum specifically, thinks he is gay. And yeah, it just basically shows a bit of wholesomeness, a bit of like light-hearted feelings, you know. This series is just a bit of fun and that stuff. It's very light-hearted, nothing serious, and like I said, it's very episodic, so it does hit the spot when I just want a little pick-me-up. But yeah, that's how I felt about I Think Our Son Is Gay, and that is all for what I've read for this month so far. And yeah, that is all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed the little catch up and also showing you my desk tool in a way, and then talking about manga that I read. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, there's gonna be more upcoming videos coming your way, like manga hauls. So much manga hauls. But I hope you guys are excited and just continue sticking by and enjoy Himiko with me and just enjoy manga. As you guys know, manga is an investment to my happiness. But yeah, that is all from me, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you guys next week. Bye.